There are times in life, and maybe you've been there, where you find yourself walking alone. Maybe you look around and there's no one to lean on, no one to share your dreams with, no one to lift you up when you're feeling low. Maybe you're the woman who stands tall with no friends, facing a world that seems quick to judge but slow to support. When we hear the word solitude, it often conjures images of isolation or even sadness. We think of solitude as a place where people go when they're removed from society, or in some cases, a position forced upon those who have no one to turn to. But solitude is far more than just being alone. For some, it's a choice, a refuge, and a journey towards self-discovery and strength. While it's true that solitude can initially feel like loneliness, there is a unique strength that can only be cultivated in moments of quiet and reflection. Embracing solitude allows you to discover resilience within yourself that doesn't depend on the validation or support of others. In solitude, you are forced to confront yourself. This may sound daunting, and for many it is. We often keep ourselves busy, constantly surrounded by others, not out of sheer social desire, but because we're sometimes afraid to face ourselves alone. In solitude, however, you can no longer avoid your thoughts, fears, and insecurities. It's in these solitary moments that you come face to face with who you really are, beyond social roles and expectations. And while the initial confrontation may be difficult, it's also the first step toward building a true understanding of yourself. You begin to uncover the things that make you unique, strong, and resilient. Over time, this process of self-confrontation fosters a self-awareness that's crucial to inner strength. When you spend time in solitude, you're also granted the opportunity to reflect deeply without the interference of other people's opinions and judgments. The noise of the outside world quiets, and you can truly listen to your own thoughts. You can evaluate what you genuinely want in life, what matters to you, and what aligns with your values. It's much harder to find this clarity when you're constantly surrounded by others, as we tend to absorb their ideas, perspectives, and beliefs, sometimes at the expense of our own. In solitude, you're given the freedom to think without bias, to assess your path, and to make decisions based on what is right for you. This reflection allows you to make decisions with confidence and conviction, rooted in a deep understanding of yourself rather than an external validation. Such clarity is empowering. It builds a sense of purpose and direction that is often hard to find in the hustle and bustle of everyday social interactions. Solitude also forces you to become self-sufficient. When you are alone, you learn to rely on your own abilities and resources to solve problems, comfort yourself, and find motivation. It pushes you to tap into parts of yourself you might not know existed, the parts that can handle challenges, uncertainty, and even setbacks without needing someone else to lean on. This self-sufficiency becomes a source of inner strength, one that is reliable and steady because it is entirely your own. By learning to stand on your own 2 feet in solitude, you cultivate a resilience that can withstand life's inevitable challenges. You know that no matter what happens, you have the capability to pull yourself through because you've done it before alone. Another aspect of strength in solitude is the discovery of inner peace. Often people seek peace in relationships, social circles, or external accomplishments. But the peace found in solitude is profound and lasting because it comes from within. Solitude teaches you to be comfortable in your own company, to enjoy the quiet moments, and to find contentment without needing anyone else to provide it. It allows you to experience life's beauty independently and to find joy in simple things, a walk in nature, a quiet evening with a book, or even the stillness of your own thoughts. This inner peace is invaluable because it creates a foundation of calm and contentment that external events cannot easily shake. When you find this peace, you develop a confidence that radiates outward, a quiet assurance that doesn't demand attention but naturally draws respect. Strength in solitude also brings with it a certain level of resilience to criticism and rejection. When you are comfortable being alone, you become less affected by the opinions and judgments of others. You've developed a strong sense of self that doesn't waver with every critique or disapproval. Solitude has given you the opportunity to know who you are, what you stand for, and what you want to achieve. You no longer need others to approve of your choices because you've already validated them within yourself. This independence from outside validation is a powerful form of strength, allowing you to pursue your goals with unshakable confidence. Finally, solitude fosters creativity and innovation. Without the influence of others' thoughts, ideas, or expectations, your mind has the freedom to explore new ideas and possibilities that you might not have considered otherwise. Solitude provides the space needed to brainstorm, experiment, and create without fear of judgment or failure. Many of the world's greatest thinkers, artists, and inventors have found inspiration in solitude, using it as a time to delve into their minds and bring forth ideas that have transformed the world. In this way, solitude not only strengthens your sense of self, but also expands your capacity to contribute to the world meaningfully. Solitude, therefore, is a powerful source of strength. It pushes you to become more self-aware, self-sufficient, and resilient. It allows you to cultivate inner peace, resilience, and independence from external validation. And perhaps most importantly, it grants you the freedom to explore your potential without limitation. In a society that often encourages constant connection, finding strength in solitude is a rare but invaluable gift, one that can transform your life from within. Self-selection is the conscious choice of who and what you allow into your life. In a world where we're constantly surrounded by people, ideas, and influences, self-selection becomes an essential act of intentionality. It's about filtering your environment and relationships, choosing carefully what aligns with your values and discarding what doesn't. This process is empowering because it puts you in control of your own life, and while it may result in fewer friends or connections, it builds a life that is more authentic and fulfilling. At its core, self-selection starts with self-awareness. To know what you want, who you want around you, and the environment you want to be in, you must first understand your own values, priorities, and boundaries. Without this inner knowledge, it's easy to accept anyone and anything that comes your way, letting outside forces shape your life rather than shaping it yourself. Self-awareness acts as a compass, guiding your choices and helping you evaluate relationships and situations with clarity. When you know who you are and what you stand for, self-selection becomes a natural extension of that understanding. You no longer feel obligated to accept people or situations that don't align with your sense of purpose or values. This kind of clarity is rare but powerful because it allows you to make decisions that support your personal growth rather than hinder it. Self-selection also requires courage. It's one thing to recognize that certain people or circumstances don't serve you, but it's another to act on that recognition. Sometimes letting go of certain friendships, habits, or environments can feel isolating. You might face criticism from others who don't understand your choices or who feel rejected because you chose a path that doesn't include them. However, the courage to choose yourself, even when it means standing alone, is a testament to your strength and commitment to authenticity. You prioritize your growth over external approval, understanding that the right people and opportunities will find you when you're aligned with your true self. This courage isn't about rejecting others out of superiority. It's about respecting yourself enough to choose wisely. One of the most challenging aspects of self-selection is facing the fear of loneliness. People often hold on to relationships or social groups out of a fear of being alone. There's a sense of comfort in being surrounded by familiar faces, even if those relationships aren't supportive or positive. However, self-selection teaches you that loneliness is not the enemy, compromise on your values is. Choosing to let go of unaligned friendships or toxic environments may initially leave you feeling isolated, but it ultimately opens space for connections that truly enrich your life. The willingness to face loneliness in the short term in exchange for more meaningful connections in the long term is a profound act of self-respect. Self-selection also has a filtering effect on the people in your life. When you choose to stand by your values and make decisions based on them, it naturally attracts like-minded individuals who resonate with your principles. This doesn't mean you'll be surrounded by people who agree with everything you say, but rather people who respect your choices and align with your core beliefs. The friends and companions who remain or are drawn to you after this process are more likely to be supportive, understanding, and genuinely invested in your well-being. Self-selection therefore cultivates a higher quality of relationships, ones that are based on mutual respect and shared values rather than mere convenience or superficial connection. In addition to personal relationships, self-selection applies to the environments you choose to engage with. Whether it's your workplace, social circles, or even the types of activities you invest your time in, every setting has an impact on your mindset and well-being. By consciously choosing environments that align with your goals and values, you create a life that supports your ambitions. For example, if you value creativity, being in spaces that encourage innovation and artistic expression will nurture that side of you. On the other hand, being in environments that stifle creativity can leave you feeling unfulfilled or disconnected from your true self. Self-selection enables you to cultivate surroundings that not only allow you to thrive, but also challenge and inspire you. Another benefit of self-selection is the development of emotional resilience. When you choose relationships and environments based on alignment rather than dependency or comfort, you build a life that is less susceptible to external disruptions. You no longer rely on superficial connections or validation from others to feel content. Instead, you build a foundation of internal peace and satisfaction. This resilience means that even when relationships change or circumstances shift, you remain secure in yourself because you have chosen what aligns with you. You're not easily swayed by others' opinions or life changes because you've built your world thoughtfully, grounded in what truly matters to you. Self-selection also enhances your ability to focus on personal growth. When you're not constantly managing relationships or situations that drain you, you free up energy to invest in your own goals and passions. You become more productive, more focused, and more at peace because your life is simplified and aligned. This focused energy allows you to pursue ambitions that are meaningful to you rather than wasting time on people or places that don't contribute to your growth. It gives you the mental clarity to work toward your dreams with a sense of purpose without being bogged down by unnecessary distractions or obligations. Lastly, self-selection is an ongoing process. As you grow and change, your values, goals, and priorities may shift, and the people or environments that once served you may no longer feel right. Self-selection is about regularly reassessing and refining your life to ensure that it remains in harmony with your evolving self. It's a journey of continuous alignment where you adapt not by holding on to the past, but by embracing the present and the person you're becoming. This flexibility allows you to live a life that is true to you, filled with purpose and authenticity at every stage. In essence, self-selection is not about isolating yourself from the world. It's about curating a life that reflects who you truly are. It's the act of building a foundation that supports you, empowers you, and keeps you grounded in a world that's constantly changing. The result is a life of quality over quantity, where each connection, experience, and environment contributes positively to your growth. Silence is often misunderstood. In a world that constantly values productivity, communication, and movement, silence can feel like emptiness, like something is missing or unfulfilled. Yet silence holds a profound, transformative power. It is in these quiet moments, away from the noise and distractions of daily life, that we can tap into a deeper level of self-awareness and understanding. Discovery in silence is about taking a step back from the external chaos to listen to what's inside, to uncover thoughts, feelings, and insights that remain hidden in the clamor of our day-to-day lives. In silence, we confront ourselves, stripped of the roles, labels, and masks we wear in social settings. The demands and expectations of others often shape our behavior and thoughts. But when we're alone and quiet, we get a rare chance to interact with the unfiltered self. This can be uncomfortable at first. Many people avoid silence because it forces them to face truths they may have ignored or suppressed. In this quiet space, however, we can begin to see ourselves more clearly. We start to ask ourselves questions that go beyond the surface level. Who am I really beneath the expectations of others? What do I genuinely want from life? This introspection, only achievable in silence, sets the foundation for meaningful self-discovery. Silence also brings clarity. When we are constantly stimulated by noise, whether it's the buzz of technology, conversations, or the demands of everyday life, it becomes challenging to think clearly. Our minds are in a constant state of reaction, responding to external stimuli rather than reflecting on inner thoughts. In silence, our minds finally have the space to settle, to process information, and to reflect. Thoughts become more organized, ideas become sharper, and realizations that seem buried under layers of distractions begin to surface. Clarity brings with it a sense of direction. Suddenly, things that once seemed confusing or overwhelming start to make sense. and we can see solutions to problems that once felt unsolvable. In these moments of quiet, creativity often flourishes. Many artists, writers, and thinkers throughout history have found their most profound inspiration in solitude and silence. This is because silence removes the limitations imposed by the expectations and opinions of others. When there's no one around to critique or question, the mind feels freer to explore ideas without constraint. Silence allows our thoughts to wander, to explore unusual connections and perspectives. It gives the mind a playground to innovate, uninhibited by the boundaries of conventional thought. It's in these quiet moments that some of the most groundbreaking ideas, insights, and creative works are born. Silence becomes a space for experimentation and imagination, where the mind dares to explore what it might otherwise dismiss. Silence is also a powerful teacher of patience and mindfulness. In silence, there's no rush to move from one thing to the next, no need to fill every moment with action or noise. Silence teaches us to sit with ourselves, to embrace the present moment without the need for constant stimulation. This mindfulness extends beyond silence itself. When we learn to appreciate the quiet, we also learn to appreciate life's subtler details, a gentle breeze, the warmth of sunlight, the rhythm of our own breathing. We develop a heightened awareness of our surroundings, and in doing so, connect with the present in a deeper way. This connection cultivates a sense of peace and contentment that doesn't rely on external factors. Discovery in silence is also about connecting with emotions that are often buried beneath layers of busyness. In the rush of everyday life, we may ignore feelings of sadness, frustration, joy, or even love, dismissing them as distractions. But silence creates a safe space to explore these emotions fully, without judgment or interruption. In silence, we can allow ourselves to feel deeply and process emotions at our own pace. This emotional processing is essential for mental health and self-understanding. When we take the time to sit quietly with our feelings, we gain insight into what truly matters to us, what triggers us, and what brings us happiness. We gain a deeper understanding of our emotional patterns and, in turn, learn how to respond to life's challenges more effectively. Another aspect of discovery in silence is the strengthening of intuition. Intuition is that inner voice, a gut feeling that often gets drowned out by the noise of opinions, advice, and expectations from others. In silence, that voice grows louder and more defined. We become more attuned to our instincts, learning to trust that inner guidance without constantly seeking external validation. This intuitive awareness becomes a powerful tool for decision-making. When we trust our intuition, we make choices that align with our true selves rather than decisions swayed by societal pressures or the influence of others. Silence then becomes a space where we can reconnect with our inner wisdom, allowing it to guide us toward a more authentic life. Moreover, silence encourages a sense of gratitude and appreciation for simplicity. When we strip away the noise and distractions, we're left with the essentials, and in this simplicity, we often find a deep sense of fulfillment. Silence allows us to reconnect with ourselves and our lives in a way that reminds us of the beauty in everyday moments. This appreciation is grounding, helping us to realize that happiness and contentment aren't found in the constant pursuit of more, but in the peace that comes from within. When we discover joy in silence, we carry that joy with us, no longer relying on external achievements or possessions to feel fulfilled. Silence ultimately reveals truths that may otherwise remain hidden. It's a space where we can be honest with ourselves, free from the influence of outside voices. In silence, we may discover passions we've neglected, dreams we've abandoned, or qualities within ourselves we didn't know existed. We may realize that we've been chasing goals that aren't truly ours, or that we've been holding on to beliefs that no longer serve us. Silence allows us to peel back the layers and uncover the essence of who we are. Through silence, we embark on a journey of discovery that's deeply personal and transformative. We uncover insights about our identity, values, emotions, and aspirations that can only be found within. In this quiet space, we learn to listen to ourselves, to trust our inner wisdom, and to embrace the authenticity that emerges from within. Silence then becomes a tool for understanding, growth, and profound self-discovery. Inner confidence is a quiet, unwavering assurance that doesn't require external validation. It's about knowing who you are and trusting in your abilities, values, and choices. Unlike the fleeting confidence that comes from external achievements or praise, inner confidence is built from within, making it resilient to criticism, rejection, and setbacks. Building this inner confidence requires self-awareness, self-acceptance, and the courage to stay true to oneself, even when faced with doubt or uncertainty. Developing this kind of confidence is a gradual, deeply personal journey, but it is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. One of the foundational aspects of building inner confidence is self-awareness. Confidence begins with understanding who you are, what you stand for, and what you want out of life. Without self-awareness, it's easy to be swayed by the opinions and expectations of others, allowing external forces to dictate your self-worth. But when you take the time to explore your strengths, weaknesses, values, and passions, you create a strong sense of self that serves as the basis for confidence. This self-awareness acts as a guide, helping you navigate life's choices with clarity and intention. You begin to trust your own judgment and feel more secure in your decisions because they are rooted in a clear understanding of who you are. Building inner confidence also requires a commitment to self-acceptance. This means embracing yourself fully, including your flaws and imperfections. Society often promotes a narrow definition of confidence, one based on perfection or success. But true inner confidence doesn't require you to be flawless, it requires you to accept yourself as you are. When you stop striving for perfection and instead embrace your authentic self, you free yourself from the need for constant approval or validation. Self-acceptance allows you to be kinder to yourself, forgiving mistakes and viewing them as opportunities for growth rather than failures. This shift in perspective fosters a deep-seated confidence that isn't shaken by setbacks or shortcomings because it's rooted in unconditional self-worth. Another key to building inner confidence is learning to value your own opinion over the opinions of others. It's natural to seek advice or affirmation, but when you rely too heavily on external validation, you risk compromising your own beliefs and desires to please others. Inner confidence grows when you learn to prioritize your own judgment, trusting that you know what's best for you. This doesn't mean ignoring advice, but rather developing the ability to listen to yourself first. When you trust your instincts and make decisions that align with your values, you strengthen your sense of autonomy. This self-trust builds confidence over time as you prove to yourself that you're capable of making choices that honor your authentic self. Taking ownership of your life is also crucial in building inner confidence. Many people feel powerless or insecure because they focus on factors outside their control. However, by shifting your focus to what you can control, your actions, your responses, your mindset, you reclaim your personal power. This ownership mentality helps you build confidence because you're no longer at the mercy of circumstances. Instead, you take responsibility for your choices and how you respond to challenges. When you approach life with this mindset, you're less affected by external setbacks because you know that you have the power to adapt, persevere, and continue moving forward. This self-reliance fosters a confidence that remains steady, even when life doesn't go as planned. Setting and achieving personal goals is another powerful way to build inner confidence. These goals don't have to be grand or ambitious, even small. Achievable goals can reinforce your sense of competence and capability. Each time you set a goal and accomplish it, you build evidence of your own ability to succeed. This process gradually increases your confidence, creating a positive cycle of achievement and self-belief. Goals also give you a sense of direction, making it easier to feel purposeful and motivated. When you work towards something meaningful and see yourself progressing, it boosts your self-esteem and solidifies your belief in your ability to accomplish more. Facing fears and stepping out of your comfort zone are also integral to building inner confidence. When you confront challenges or situations that make you uncomfortable, you push yourself beyond perceived limitations. Each time you take on something new, whether it's speaking up, trying a new skill, or facing a personal fear, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you realized. These experiences broaden your perspective of what you're capable of, gradually expanding your confidence. The discomfort that comes with stepping outside your comfort zone is temporary, but the confidence gained from overcoming it is lasting. Facing fears reminds you that you are stronger than you think, and that growth often requires embracing uncertainty. Learning from failure is another essential part of building inner confidence. Failure is often seen as a threat to confidence, but it's actually an opportunity to strengthen it. When you view failure as a stepping stone rather than a setback, you shift your perspective on challenges. Instead of avoiding risks for fear of failure, you approach them with the understanding that mistakes are part of the learning process. This mindset helps you become resilient as you realize that failure doesn't define your worth or abilities. Each failure becomes a lesson that deepens your wisdom and strengthens your character. By seeing failure as a normal and valuable part of growth, you build a confidence that isn't dependent on success alone, but on your ability to learn and adapt. Finally, surrounding yourself with positive influences is essential for nurturing inner confidence. The people you interact with regularly can have a profound impact on how you view yourself. When you're surrounded by supportive, encouraging individuals who respect your goals and values, it reinforces your own self-belief. Conversely, toxic relationships or environments can erode confidence as they can introduce doubt, negativity, and criticism. By consciously choosing to be around those who uplift and respect you, you create a supportive network that encourages your growth. Positive influences remind you of your strengths and potential, helping you see yourself through a lens of appreciation rather than self-criticism. In building inner confidence, each of these elements, self-awareness, self-acceptance, trusting your own judgment, taking ownership, setting goals, stepping out of your comfort zone, learning from failure, and surrounding yourself with positivity contributes to a sense of assurance that is not easily shaken. Inner confidence is the foundation of self-reliance, resilience, and empowerment, allowing you to move through life with a quiet, unshakable belief in who you are and what you're capable of achieving. Walking in purpose is about living intentionally with a clear sense of direction rooted in what matters most to you. It's not just about having a career, a relationship, or a routine. It's about aligning every part of your life with the principles and goals that resonate deeply within you. Walking in purpose means being guided by a profound understanding of who you are and what impact you want to make, which empowers you to live with conviction, focus, and resilience. When you're walking in purpose, life feels meaningful, and every day is an opportunity to grow, contribute, and fulfill the vision you have for yourself. One of the most essential aspects of walking in purpose is self-awareness. Purpose isn't something you find outside yourself, it comes from within, emerging from your unique experiences, passions, and values. This means that discovering your purpose requires a deep level of introspection and honesty with yourself. It involves asking tough questions. What do I truly care about? What issues make me feel passionate, angry, or driven? What contributions do I want to make to the world? These reflections help you identify what lights you up and what gives you a sense of fulfillment. The more you understand yourself, the clearer your purpose becomes, and you begin to recognize a path that feels uniquely your own. Once you've gained a sense of your purpose, the next step is to align your daily actions and decisions with it. Walking in purpose isn't about grand gestures or massive leaps. It's about making small, consistent choices that reflect your values and goals. Every day offers opportunities to act in alignment with your purpose, whether it's through the work you do, the people you interact with, or the way you spend your free time. Purpose-driven actions might look different for everyone. For one person, it could be supporting their community, while for another, it might mean pursuing creative projects or advancing in a career that has personal meaning. When you commit to making choices that honor your purpose, you create a life that feels intentional and fulfilling. Walking in purpose also requires resilience. Following a purpose-driven path isn't always easy, especially when it involves challenging societal norms, facing obstacles, or dealing with setbacks. Many people feel pressure to pursue paths that are expected of them, whether it's a particular career, lifestyle, or set of beliefs. Walking in purpose, however, often requires you to resist these external pressures and stay true to what feels right for you. This resilience is developed over time as you learn to trust your intuition and follow your own compass, even when it leads you down a less conventional route. Purpose becomes your anchor, grounding you and giving you strength to withstand the challenges and doubts that may arise along the way. Another vital element of walking in purpose is embracing growth and learning. Purpose is not a static destination, it's an evolving journey. As you gain new experiences, perspectives, and insights, your purpose may shift or deepen. This means that walking in purpose requires an openness to growth, a willingness to adapt, and the humility to accept that you don't have all the answers. Each step you take provides valuable lessons, helping you to refine your path and understand your purpose on a deeper level. By viewing life as a journey of continuous growth, you avoid becoming stagnant or overly attached to a specific idea of purpose, instead allowing it to unfold organically. Walking in purpose also fosters a sense of fulfillment that transcends material achievements or external validation. Many people chase success, wealth, or recognition in the hopes of finding happiness, only to discover that these pursuits can feel empty without a sense of purpose. When you're walking in purpose, however, fulfillment comes from within. It's the quiet contentment of knowing that you're making a difference, whether on a large or small scale, and that you're living in alignment with your true self. This fulfillment is lasting and resilient, as it's not dependent on status or accomplishments, but on the simple, profound satisfaction of living meaningfully. Purpose-driven living also transforms your relationships. When you know who you are and what you stand for, you attract people who resonate with your values and support your goals. Walking in purpose often means letting go of relationships that no longer align with your path, which can be challenging but ultimately rewarding. Purpose-driven relationships are based on mutual respect, shared values, and a desire to see each other thrive. These relationships become sources of encouragement and inspiration, reinforcing your commitment to your purpose. Walking in purpose, therefore, enhances the quality of your relationships as they're built on a foundation of authenticity and shared vision. Walking in purpose also gives you the courage to take risks and pursue opportunities that align with your vision, even when they feel daunting. Purpose-driven living encourages you to step out of your comfort zone, to try new things, and to take calculated risks that align with your goals. When you're clear on your purpose, fear becomes a smaller obstacle, as the drive to fulfill your purpose outweighs the fear of failure. Each step outside your comfort zone expands your potential and brings you closer to realizing your purpose. This courage not only enriches your life experiences, but also helps you build a legacy that reflects your unique impact on the world. Purpose provides a powerful sense of motivation and direction. When you're walking in purpose, every day feels meaningful because you're working towards something that matters to you. This sense of direction reduces feelings of aimlessness or discontent, as you have a clear vision guiding your actions and choices. Purpose-driven motivation is also more sustainable than the temporary motivation that comes from external rewards. Knowing that your actions contribute to a larger vision keeps you motivated even during challenging times. This inner drive makes it easier to stay focused, disciplined, and committed to your goals, helping you move forward with consistency and perseverance. Walking in purpose also brings a sense of peace and acceptance. When you're aligned with your purpose, you're less affected by external opinions or comparisons. Purpose gives you an inner peace that isn't shaken by societal expectations or the pressure to conform. You no longer feel the need to compete with others or prove yourself, as your fulfillment comes from living authentically. This peace allows you to appreciate your own journey, respecting the unique path you're on without comparing it to others. You learn to embrace the present moment, finding joy in the journey rather than constantly striving for the next achievement. Another aspect of walking in purpose is the positive impact it has on others. When you live with purpose, you inspire those around you. Purpose-driven individuals bring energy, passion, and authenticity into their interactions, encouraging others to pursue their own paths. Walking in purpose creates a ripple effect as your actions motivate and uplift others, whether directly or indirectly. By living in alignment with your values, you contribute to the world in a way that leaves a meaningful legacy. This impact, however small or large, becomes a natural outcome of purpose-driven living, as your life serves as an example of what's possible when you live authentically. Walking in purpose is a journey of self-discovery, resilience, growth, and impact. It's about aligning every part of your life with a vision that feels true to who you are, building a life that's rich in meaning, fulfillment, and authenticity. Loneliness can be one of the most challenging feelings to navigate. It creeps in quietly, sometimes even when surrounded by people, and can leave you feeling isolated, misunderstood, or empty. Yet within every individual lies an incredible power that can counter loneliness' inner strength. Inner strength is the resilience, courage, and self-assurance that resides deep within us, waiting to be tapped when we need it most. This strength enables us to not only endure loneliness, but to grow from it, emerging stronger, wiser, and more at peace. When we cultivate and rely on inner strength, we discover that loneliness doesn't have to consume us. Instead, it can be an opportunity for profound self-discovery and growth. One of the first steps in using inner strength to overcome loneliness is learning to accept it rather than resist it. Often people try to avoid loneliness by filling every moment with distractions, social media, television, work, or even superficial relationships that don't fulfill them. But these temporary fixes can only mask loneliness for so long. True inner strength comes from acknowledging and accepting loneliness as a natural part of the human experience. This acceptance is not about resigning oneself to loneliness. It's about understanding that feelings of isolation are valid and can be embraced as a chance to connect more deeply with oneself. By facing loneliness with courage, we allow ourselves to confront and explore the emotions that come with it, giving us the opportunity to build resilience and emotional fortitude. Another powerful aspect of inner strength is self-compassion. Loneliness often brings with it a sense of inadequacy, as if being alone somehow means there is something wrong with us. Inner strength encourages us to treat ourselves with kindness, understanding that everyone experiences loneliness at some point. When we cultivate self-compassion, we stop judging ourselves for feeling lonely and start to see our worth independent of social validation. Instead of seeking acceptance from others, we learn to accept ourselves fully. Self-compassion creates a foundation of inner peace that keeps us grounded, even when we're physically or emotionally alone. By being gentle with ourselves, we build a nurturing inner voice that supports us during difficult times and reminds us that our worth is not defined by the presence or absence of others. Inner strength also helps us cultivate a sense of independence, empowering us to find joy and fulfillment within ourselves rather than relying on external sources. Often people feel lonely because they are dependent on others for happiness or validation. Inner strength encourages us to discover what truly fulfills us on a personal level. This might mean exploring hobbies, interests, or passions that we can enjoy on our own. As we engage in activities that bring us joy, we begin to see that we are capable of creating our own happiness. This self-sufficiency fosters a deep-seated confidence, as we realize that our well-being is not contingent on the presence of others. We become more comfortable with solitude, viewing it not as a void to be filled, but as a space where we can be authentically ourselves. Another aspect of inner strength that helps us overcome loneliness is the ability to shift our perspective. Loneliness can often lead to a negative mindset where we focus on what we lack: companionship, connection, or understanding. Inner strength, however, allows us to reframe loneliness as an opportunity for personal growth. Instead of viewing time alone as something to endure, we can see it as a chance to reconnect with our inner selves, to reflect on our goals, dreams, and values. This shift in perspective transforms loneliness from a burden into a gift, a space where we can recharge, realign, and rediscover what truly matters to us. By focusing on the positive aspects of solitude, we turn loneliness into a pathway towards self-empowerment and self-awareness. Inner strength also teaches us to find connection within ourselves rather than constantly seeking it externally. Loneliness often arises from a sense of disconnection, not just from others, but from our own sense of purpose, values, or identity. When we strengthen our inner core, we build a deep, unbreakable bond with ourselves. We start to recognize that true connection doesn't necessarily require the presence of others, it comes from within. By fostering a sense of connection to our inner selves, we learn to enjoy our own company, to find comfort in solitude, and to appreciate our own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This inner connection becomes a source of strength, reminding us that we are never truly alone because we have ourselves as a constant companion. Developing inner strength also helps us build resilience in the face of loneliness. Loneliness can sometimes feel overwhelming, but resilience allows us to face it with courage and determination. Inner strength reminds us that we faced challenges before and have the capacity to overcome difficult emotions. By drawing on past experiences of resilience, we can face loneliness with the knowledge that this too shall pass. Resilience doesn't mean we won't feel lonely. It means that we're able to carry on and find ways to cope, even when those feelings arise. This strength allows us to continue growing and moving forward, even when we're experiencing loneliness, giving us the confidence that we can handle whatever life throws our way. Inner strength also brings us closer to self-acceptance, an essential component in overcoming loneliness. Often, loneliness is exacerbated by a fear of being unworthy or unloved. When we cultivate inner strength, we start to embrace ourselves fully, flaws and all. We come to realize that we don't need to change who we are to be loved or accepted. This self-acceptance builds a solid foundation of confidence and self-worth, reducing the need for external validation. The more we accept ourselves, the less lonely we feel, because we're no longer seeking approval from others. Instead, we find a sense of wholeness within ourselves, understanding that our worth isn't dependent on the opinions or presence of others. Moreover, inner strength helps us set boundaries and make discerning choices about the relationships we do cultivate. Loneliness can sometimes drive us to seek connection at any cost, even if it means staying in unfulfilling or toxic relationships. Inner strength, however, gives us the clarity and courage to prioritize healthy, meaningful connections over superficial ones. It allows us to recognize that not all relationships are beneficial and that it's better to be alone than to compromise our well-being. By valuing our own worth and setting boundaries, we protect ourselves from relationships that drain us and instead focus on building connections that enrich our lives. This discernment helps us appreciate quality over quantity in relationships, reducing feelings of loneliness by surrounding ourselves with people who genuinely care. Inner strength also nurtures our sense of purpose, which can be a powerful antidote to loneliness. When we're connected to a purpose or mission that feels meaningful, we no longer rely solely on others for a sense of fulfillment. Purpose gives us direction, a reason to wake up each day with enthusiasm and determination. Whether it's pursuing a passion, helping others, or working toward personal goals, purpose fills our lives with meaning, making solitude feel purposeful rather than empty. When we're engaged in something that resonates with our core values, we feel connected to something larger than ourselves, which can alleviate feelings of isolation. This sense of purpose becomes a source of motivation and comfort, reinforcing the idea that we are contributing to the world in our unique way. In essence, inner strength provides us with the tools and mindset to not only endure loneliness, but to transform it into a space for growth, self-acceptance, and discovery. It teaches us to find fulfillment within ourselves, to build resilience, and to embrace the value of solitude. Through inner strength, loneliness becomes less of an obstacle and more of an opportunity, an invitation to connect with our true selves and build a foundation of confidence, purpose, and self-love that no external circumstances can shake. Self-reliance is the powerful belief in one's ability to meet personal needs, solve problems, and create the life one desires. It embodies the idea that we have the innate capacity to trust ourselves, to act independently, and to navigate life's challenges without undue dependence on others. This unwavering confidence in our abilities can become a driving force in our lives, allowing us to take control of our circumstances, make bold choices, and overcome obstacles. When we cultivate self-reliance, we unlock a sense of freedom and empowerment that is indeed unstoppable. At the heart of self-reliance is self-awareness. Understanding who you are, your values, strengths, weaknesses, and passions is essential for building this inner fortitude. Self-awareness serves as a foundation, enabling you to make informed decisions that align with your authentic self. It encourages you to look inward, asking questions such as, what are my goals? What truly matters to me? How do I define success? By gaining clarity about your identity and purpose, you can confidently pursue paths that resonate with your true self rather than following the expectations of others. This self-knowledge empowers you to embrace your uniqueness, cultivate your strengths, and work on your weaknesses, fostering a deep sense of trust in your own abilities. Building self-reliance also requires taking responsibility for your life and choices. This means recognizing that you are the architect of your own destiny. Too often, people fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances, other people, or even fate for their situation. While it's true that we can't control everything that happens to us, self-reliance encourages us to focus on what we can control: our reactions, attitudes, and decisions. When we take ownership of our lives, we acknowledge that we have the power to change our circumstances. This sense of agency is empowering and liberating, as it places the responsibility for our happiness and success squarely in our hands. By embracing accountability, we cultivate resilience and learn to navigate challenges with a proactive mindset. Another crucial aspect of self-reliance is the ability to set clear, achievable goals. Goals provide direction and purpose, serving as a roadmap for our journey toward independence. When we establish specific, measurable, and attainable goals, we create a framework for success that motivates us to take action. Self-reliance flourishes when we have a clear vision of what we want to achieve and the steps necessary to get there. Setting goals also helps us develop discipline and focus as we learn to prioritize our time and energy toward our aspirations. As we work toward these goals, we build a sense of accomplishment, reinforcing our belief in our capabilities and fostering further self-reliance. Resilience is another key ingredient in the recipe for self-reliance. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and failures. How we respond to these difficulties significantly influences our journey toward independence. Self-reliance encourages us to view obstacles as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable barriers. When we encounter setbacks, we can choose to learn from them, adapt our approach, and persevere. This resilience builds our confidence, reinforcing the belief that we can handle whatever life throws our way. Each challenge we overcome becomes a testament to our strength and ability, further solidifying our commitment to self-reliance. The more resilient we become, the more unstoppable we feel in pursuing our goals and dreams. Cultivating a problem-solving mindset is essential for developing self-reliance. Life will inevitably present us with obstacles that require creative solutions, and the ability to think critically and innovatively is crucial for navigating these challenges. When we adopt a problem-solving approach, we view difficulties as puzzles to be solved rather than as threats to our well-being. This mindset empowers us to take initiative and seek solutions, fostering a sense of agency in our lives. As we confront problems head-on, we become more adept at finding effective strategies and developing the confidence to tackle new challenges. Over time, this proactive approach enhances our self-reliance as we learn to trust our instincts and judgment in navigating complex situations. Self-reliance also flourishes in an environment that encourages growth and independence. Surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals who uplift and inspire us can greatly enhance our journey towards self-sufficiency. Positive influences motivate us to pursue our goals and reinforce the belief that we are capable of achieving great things. Additionally, we must cultivate relationships that respect our autonomy, allowing us the space to explore our potential without undue interference. A healthy support system can provide encouragement and guidance without fostering dependence. When we feel empowered by our relationships, we're more likely to embrace self-reliance, recognizing that we can lean on others while still standing firm in our independence. Moreover, the practice of self-care plays a significant role in fostering self-reliance. Taking care of our physical, emotional, and mental well-being is crucial for developing the strength needed to navigate life's challenges. When we prioritize self-care, we enhance our resilience, boost our energy levels, and cultivate a positive mindset. Engaging in activities that nourish our bodies and minds, whether it's exercise, mindfulness, creative expression, or quality time with loved ones, replenishes our resources, making us better equipped to tackle difficulties. A strong foundation of self-care not only supports our journey towards self-reliance, but also enables us to approach challenges with clarity and focus. Another essential component of self-reliance is the willingness to learn and adapt. The world is constantly changing, and our ability to evolve with it is crucial for maintaining independence. A self-reliant individual embraces lifelong learning, seeking knowledge, skills, and experiences that will enhance their capabilities. This growth mindset encourages us to explore new ideas, challenge our assumptions, and continuously improve ourselves. By remaining open to learning, we become more adaptable in the face of change, allowing us to pivot when necessary and seize new opportunities. This adaptability enhances our self-reliance as we become equipped to navigate uncertainty and thrive in an ever-evolving landscape. Courage is another vital aspect of self-reliance. To truly embrace independence, we must be willing to step outside our comfort zones and take risks. Fear often holds us back, convincing us that we're not capable or worthy of pursuing our dreams. However, self-reliance requires us to confront our fears head-on and challenge the limiting beliefs that keep us from realizing our potential. Each time we take a leap of faith, whether it's pursuing a new career, starting a project, or standing up for ourselves, we reinforce our inner strength and self-belief. This courage to act despite fear fosters a sense of empowerment that propels us forward on our journey. Self-reliance enables us to define our own success. Society often imposes standards of success that may not resonate with our true desires. When we cultivate self-reliance, we learn to define success on our own terms, aligning our goals and values with our authentic selves. This personal definition of success empowers us to pursue what truly matters, free from societal pressure or expectations. By setting our own benchmarks, we can celebrate our achievements and progress, reinforcing the belief that we are in control of our lives and destinies. In summary, self-reliance is an unstoppable force that enables us to take charge of our lives, navigate challenges, and create the future we desire. By cultivating self-awareness, taking responsibility, setting goals, developing resilience, embracing a problem-solving mindset, surrounding ourselves with supportive influences, prioritizing self-care, fostering a willingness to learn, and having the courage to step outside our comfort zones, we unlock the power of self-reliance. It is this unwavering belief in our abilities that transforms us into unstoppable forces capable of overcoming any obstacle and realizing our dreams. In navigating the complexities of life, the themes of inner strength, self-reliance, and personal growth emerge as pivotal forces that empower individuals to overcome feelings of loneliness and isolation. Recognizing that strength can be cultivated in solitude allows us to embrace those moments of introspection as opportunities for self-discovery and resilience. By accepting loneliness as a natural part of the human experience, we learn to build a deeper connection with ourselves, ultimately enhancing our confidence and sense of purpose. The journey of self-reliance reinforces the idea that we are the architects of our own destinies. By taking responsibility for our lives and choices, we empower ourselves to make decisions that align with our true selves. Setting clear goals and developing a problem-solving mindset equip us with the tools necessary to tackle obstacles head-on, fostering a sense of agency and resilience. Surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals while prioritizing self-care creates an environment conducive to growth and independence, allowing us to flourish. As we cultivate self-awareness and learn to adapt in an ever-changing world, we embrace the courage needed to step beyond our comfort zones. This journey is not without its challenges, but it is through confronting our fears and overcoming setbacks that we truly unlock our potential. Ultimately, self-reliance enables us to define success on our own terms, liberated from external expectations and societal norms. With each step taken towards inner strength and self-sufficiency, we become unstoppable forces capable of creating fulfilling lives marked by authenticity, resilience, and purpose. In this transformative process, we not only find the power to overcome loneliness and adversity, but also discover the profound capacity for joy and connection within ourselves.